Welcome to Spiritual Psychic with Sarah Wiseman, where you'll learn how to unlock the secrets of spiritual intuition and your own psychic gifts. Here's Sarah.
Welcome to Spiritual Psychic. I'm Sarah Wiseman. Today we're talking about the 33 lessons. Can we experience grace? Now, a lot of people like to go into bliss state. It's really a lovely state, and especially if you like to do moving meditation, such as ecstatic dance or yoga or walking, it's really easy to go into bliss state very quickly. If you do meditation techniques where you do a lot of breath work, it's very easy to go into bliss state just on the power of the breath, the way it changes the body. And then other things, laughter can take you into bliss, or particular events that happen in your house can take you into bliss. You can just, nature, again, I think we've mentioned, but so a lot of people like to hang out in this blissed out state. And again, we'll add drugs and substances can take you there, but that's a different kind of bliss. So we're talking about going into bliss without any drugs or other substances. So a lot of people like to be in this blissed out state. They're happy, they're enjoying, they feel free, and there's no problems. You might feel this if you go to a workshop, you're there like it's so great, or you're at some kind of a community church service or New Age service, and it's like it's so amazing. You do these deep meditations and you're together and everything is so joyous and so happy. You go into bliss state, and you go into bliss state by yourself or with others. So that's great. But again, this kind of thing where that's not the goal. Going into bliss state is just another place of experience. And the way that we're trying to live is more along the lines of what I would call grace. Grace is where we transcend suffering, we transcend bliss. Of course, we've already moved away from egoic concerns or thought looping or the mind being in control. We're really living from soul at this point. And grace is where we're just with the presence of God. We're in full oneness with everything, and we're in this full, highest level vibration of love at all times. And we're existing in the world in that way. Now, I don't know if most of you listening will be living in grace, or some of you will, or just a few. But this is the place to go to begin to live as a saint in the world, not because you're going to live as a saint in the world, walking with your begging bowl and living a sainty kind of life, but living as a saint in the world in the course of your regular pastime, your work, your family, your friendships, the way you spend your time, just living in this state of awareness and oneness with the divine all the time. So you wake up and you're like, I am with God, God is with me. I am one. I can experience love. That can be my focal point for today. And you just continue to put this framework, which is, it's sort of the path of that not everyone chooses to take. It's actually I would say it's an easier path actually once you get down the road a bit, but the starting point of moving to this state of grace, living in a state of grace, there's so much you have to let go on the soul path. You have to let go of backpacks of ego and backpacks of what society tells you, and you have to clear out your entire past, and you have to free yourself from all of this world. You have to let go of your fear of death. You have to let go of your fear and just enter in. And then once you're there, I think it gets pretty easy. It's the journey that's it's the journey that's the challenge. Can we experience grace? Yes, we can, and this is the goal that we are moving to as divine beings in human bodies. We have one more lesson for the 33 lessons. If you've started this backwards, some of you, the way it's set up on the podcast, go to the top, go to number 1, or you'll see it there, and you will you'll see it in order, and you can start listening that way. It'll make a lot more sense. I'm Sarah Wiseman, and you'll find me at sarahwiseman.com.